Good evening everyone and welcome to Gundam News. Gundam themed Crocs. For 75 buckaroos, now you too can own a pair of kid-sized Gundam all-terrain clogs, which can hold up to 26 gibbits, and it already comes with 2 of them. It would have been funny though if alongside the kid-sized ones, they also released adult-sized Gundam-themed RX Crocs, because with a name like that, those Crocs are just perfect for a Gundam collaboration. But fortunately, we also got some other announcements from the Anime Expo 2024. Like a Gundam Breaker 4 collaboration with Pacman of all things, you know, to really put the Namco in Bandai Namco. And it's really one of those things that I never expected, and I probably also never need it, but you know, it's cool to see it happen regardless. The collaboration comes with some Pacman themed stickers for your Gunpla, and a Pacman maze level with a really cool aesthetic. Where, in addition to beating up enemy Gunpla, you can also collect Haro pellets, you know, just like in a real Pacman game. The only thing that worries me though is how the camera is going to react to those tight corners. And if you want to check out the trailer, I will of course have it linked down below. More divisive then is the new Silver Phantom trailer. It only got around 75% likes on the English version, whereas on the Japanese version, it only got around 66% of the likes. And when you go into the comments, things only get more lukewarm, with like very little people talking about how they're actually looking forward to this production. Most people seem to be commenting about other things, like where's Hathaway Part 2, or, you know, where's Crossbone, or they're talking about the things they don't like from the trailer. And to be honest, lukewarm is also kind of how I feel about this whole thing. The mobile suits themselves look fine enough, and the action scenes went from passable to actually pretty cool. The characters though, they go from passable when they're wearing their really cool pilot suits to what the fuck am I watching when Azami is on screen. And things get even worse when they're talking. The way their mouths move is just so unnatural, and it's really off-putting. And what also didn't really look all that exciting was the one bit of quote-unquote gameplay they put into the trailer. Move your cursor over the dodge symbol to dodge. Riveting. I did like the voice acting though, both in Japanese and in English. And outside of the trailer, we got some more information on the story, the characters, and the mobile suits they'll be piloting. It is UC-0096, and the mercenary group Argent Keel is contracted by the Federation to assassinate Azami Megine, a high-ranking Federation official who is actually in cahoots with Neo Zeon. And this is also the reason why the Federation went with a mercenary group to take her out. They of course want to keep all of this very hush-hush. But the plot thickens when the Argent Keel fleet is suddenly attacked by a Jagan unit. And based on what we see in the trailer, it looks like at least one of those Jagan pilots is going to be on Azami's side. So I'm assuming that they caught on to the Federation's assassination plot and that they wanted to launch like a preemptive strike to take out Argent Keel. And in this battle, they launched their top secret Silver Gundam, which is of course piloted by you, the main character. And I gotta be honest here, while I'm not blown away by the graphics, at the very least the story has my interest. So let's look at our characters. First of all, you, the main character, is about as generic as it gets. You were once a Federation soldier, but then during one battle, you were saved by Argent Keel, so you decide to join them. And even though your skills are only average, you somehow end up piloting the Gundam. Or at least that's what they're calling it in the description of the main character. Because when we look at the description of that main mobile suit, it is described as the Delta Zane, which is a modified Delta Plus. And this thing was given to Argent Keel by Anaheim Electronics. The head is repurposed from another prototype, the armor is inspired by a planned mobile suit that never ended up being built, so the Delta Gundam, and the shield is brand new. For the color scheme then, they went with silver, because that is the trademark color of Argent Keel, like it's even in their name. Next up from Argent Keel then, we have Babia Reina or Lena. She's a 25-year-old war orphan, but thanks to her adoptive mother, she ended up being a very cheerful person. She's also the one who saved you, and she sees a former comrade in you. A comrade with quite the amazing name, Fixie Fix. If that character doesn't end up being a mechanic, I will be very disappointed. Also, based on the description, this character may or may not be dead. And her mobile suit then is a customized yacht Doga. It was originally meant for Neo Zeon, but Argent Keel somehow got their hands on it, and Babia then turned it into the yacht Weiss. It no longer has a Psychomu system, but it does have stronger sensors, the shoulder shields have been replaced with more thrusters, it is equipped with a special beam shot lancer, and of course, because Weiss means white in German, it is painted in silver. Because I guess Yacht Silver was just not a good enough name. And finally we have Mabel Rena, or Maybell Rena, Lena, the 41-year-old adoptive mother of Babia. She cares a lot for her, and she's a veteran pilot of Argent Keel. And on top of that, she's also in control of their operations, and her machine is a customized Riggsy. So after the second Neo Zeon War, a few more Riggsies were built for test purposes, and Argent Keel also somehow managed to get their hands on one of those. The main thing they did to this then was upgrading the backpack, and it was also fine-tuned for operating only in mobile suit mode. Because Argent Keel either doesn't have the back weapon system, or they think that it's pointless and kind of stupid. Potentially a combination of both. Also, I'm still seeing people who are surprised that Bandai is releasing a Gundam anime video game thingy on a platform that only a relatively limited amount of people will be able to experience. And well, unfortunately, in the history of Gundam animated things, this is not an uncommon thing. We've had 2 Gundam theme park rides, both of which featured a movie that could only be seen in the ride, and we've also had Green Divers, which was made to be shown in planetariums and was almost completely lost before being made available again through UC Engage. So not being able to watch something is just part of the Gundam fan experience. But the other big thing that happened this week was the Big G Gundam live stream. And while it wasn't quite what I was expecting, it was still very enjoyable. The biggest downside was that they didn't announce a lot of new things, which was at first the main thing that I was kind of tuning in for. But what kept me watching was the presenter. Tomokazu Seki, who is Domon's voice actor. Like, he did an extremely good job. One thing that I've noticed about quite a bit of Gundam's like live streams and presentations, especially the Gundam conferences, is that they feel kinda stiff and static and like very businesslike with not a whole lot of personality. Or in other words, they can be quite boring. But this was not the case at all with the Big G Gundam stream. G Gundam itself is of course booming with hot-blooded passion, so it was cool to see that Tomokazu was also very passionate and enthusiastic on screen. Like, I really liked the energy that he was bringing. So then, what was the limited amount of information that we did get, you might ask? Well, the new novel that is currently being published on the main website will get a physical release in the Mobile Fighter G Gundam 30th Anniversary official book, with more information coming soon. They'll have a radio program dedicated to G Gundam, which will be uploaded onto YouTube, so it kind of sounds like the Asuka radio they had for G-Witch. There's a Japan-only thing where you can design your own Gundam fighter, and for 9,900 yen, 61 US, you can get the G Gundam 30th Anniversary layered graph, which is a nice little art piece with a more 3D feel than your standard painting. It is slated for an October 28th release and went up for pre-order on Aeon and Premium Bandai. So again, not a whole lot. Most of the time was spent talking about the G Gundam anime and just metal builds as a whole. Two of my favorite things of the livestream then were, one, Tomokazu compared G Gundam to stinky cheese, but in a good way. Like, the smell drives a lot of people away at first, but then when you actually try it, you realize like, oh, this is actually really good, and you just keep eating it. And then two, is when they were introducing some characters from G Gundam, they had like cards with an image of the character on it, and then underneath a short description of the character. And underneath Allenby, it just said cute, which then prompted Tomokazu to say something like, well, can't you describe a lot of female anime characters like that? So yeah, if you want to watch the whole thing, I will have it linked down below, but keep in mind that it does not have English subtitles. Which is unfortunately also the case for the new novel that we got from G Gundam. The first chapter has gone live, and I will have it linked down below, but it is only in Japanese. The positive thing then is that it is just plain text, so you can very easily run it through Google Translate if you don't want to wait for someone to make a fan translation of that thing. And if you need some more G Gundam things to read, then the G Gundam manga will be reissued starting July the 25th, in Japan of course. This remastered edition will have a different cover, and will also include some extra story content. And for yet more G Gundam things, we go to the Metal Build Festival 2024 with Club Tamashii members. The event kicked off on the 5th, and we got to see the prototypes for the Metal Build God Gundam, Metal Build Zeta Gundam, and Metal Build 1.5 Gundam, which is pronounced as the Ice Gundam. We don't have any specifics yet, but we can learn some things from the prototypes already. Like how the Metal Build God Gundam will come with one of those stadium generator thingies that he hops onto in the opening. Or how the Zeta Gundam comes with a new leg gimmick that I don't remember seeing on any other Zeta Gundam figure or model kit. The outside of the legs can now move out, making it look a lot more dynamic. And then the other things that I noticed are that it has a very pronounced chin, and that whoever had to pose the figure forgot to pop up the sensor on the beam rifle. Unfortunately though, the Hyper Mega Launcher is nowhere in sight, nor are the grenade packs. For the Ice Gundam then, we just know that it comes with open hands. Next up, the Full-Scale Works Mobile Suit Gundam Char Aznable Mobile Suit Helmet is getting a restock on Premium Bandai. It goes for 36,300 yen, 225 US, and you can choose to either display it on its dedicated stand, or you can wear it, which it is actually designed for. It is cushioned on the inside, it has a magnetic removable neck piece to make putting it on easier, and the visor is also removable. Unfortunately, unlike in the anime, you can't like pop it open. And just in today then, we got all of the details for the premium Bandai Limited SH Figuarts Shinn Asuka. Everyone's now favorite pilot goes for 9,900 yen, 61 US, and comes with a fair amount of accessories. A standard issue pistol, a saber as seen in the movie, a bunch of hand options, a helmet that can either be worn or held, and different faceplates for both with and without the helmet. Without the helmet, we get a regular grumpy face, an angry face, and a smirking face that is definitely the weakest of the bunch. There just feels like there's something wrong with it in my opinion. When wearing his helmet then, you can either have him focused or angry in seed mode. And this bundle of joy will be releasing in January. And finally for the figures then, I have a quick addition for the Robot Spirits KA Signature Side MS RX 105 Xi Gundam Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway's Flash version. In the promotional images, it is seen with the FF unit from the Penelope. But it doesn't come with those parts. It just comes with parts to hook them up to the unit if you also bought the Penelope. Also, just in case someone thinks that this might be like a hint or something about something that might happen in the next movie, they explicitly state that this is a KA Signature unique feature. So the reason they did this is very simply because they could. Meanwhile, on the Gunpla front then, we got all of the details for the premium Bandai Limited Master Grade Gundam Stormbringer PF and the high-grade Beguir-Beu Torche. The Stormbringer can be yours in August for 7,590 yen, 47 US, and will come packing with a pretty hefty arsenal. We've got a back-mounted cannon, a twin beam gun, a Gatling gun, and 2 beam sabers, which come with black beam saber blade effect parts. And if you prefer Jims over Gundams, you can also put on the optional Jim head from the Jim Turbulence. The machine is of course a remold, but it does come with a new V-fin, new shoulder armor, new waist armor, new skirt armor, and new leg armor. And because it is a P Bandai exclusive, it also comes with water slide decals. The premium Bandai Limited Beguir-Beu Torche then will be hovering your way in October for 2,420 yen, 15 US, and also comes packing with some nice goodies as well. For weapons, it comes with a new beam rifle, a beam gun unit, 2 beam sabers which can be stored inside of the wing-like skirt armor, and 2 kinetic pods which can be stored on the back skirt. And in addition to that, we've also got 2 heads, being the very bunny-like Kanonji team version and the more standard Ridrick team version. But of course, the main event is that new hovering unit. They're called the Greaves, they're attached to the knees, and they have some nice articulation as well, which includes the claws on the business end of the things, because they're not just usable for hovering, they can also be used for attacking. And for some more Gunpla, you can head over to Gundam Side F in Fukuoka, because from July the 12th to the 26th, they'll be selling surplus runners just like they did in Tokyo a little while back. And the rules are the same as they were back then. You have to be a Gundam base member, you can buy a maximum of 30 runners, and the runners are divided into 3 categories, indicated by different colored stickers. The yellow sticker ones are 110 yen, the green sticker ones 220 yen, and the blue sticker ones 330 yen. So that makes 70 cents, $1.40, and $2 respectively. On the gaming front then, in Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PlayStation, the Engage Zero Incom Equip type has joined the fray, and in the Steam version, the Roswell J-Gun. And in UC Engage, the UR Kincaid Now and Crossbone Gundam X1 have become available as extreme limited unit assemblies, and you can get SR Zaku 3 Psychomutai blueprints and diamonds by playing through the Battle Rush event and completing event achievements. And in other news then, we got the unveiling of the Char's Counterattack Yamakasa, and a very summery Gundam Seed collaboration. First up, the Char's Counterattack Yamakasa. We got some official pictures from its unveiling ceremony, and it is much more impressive than I was expecting. Like, based on the concept art, I was expecting more something like a cheap wrap. But instead, we got a full 3D rendition of the new version of the new Gundam and the Sazabi, as well as a Jagan and a Gyaradoga fighting over them. And all of them really look like they're just jumping out of that Yamakasa. I really wish I could have seen this thing in real life. The newest Gundam Seed collaboration then is with Gatsby and is exclusive to Hong Kong. There's Ice Deodorant Body Wipes available in Freedom Gundam Ice Citrus or Justice Gundam Freeze Peach. There's facial wipes available in Strike Gundam Fresh Aqua, and Ice-type deodorant spray available in Justice Gundam Clear Ocean or Freedom Gundam Marine Breeze. Buying these will also get you a Gatsby X Gundam Seed A4 clear file, and if you buy over 149 Hong Kong dollars worth of Gatsby items, you will also get a 3-in-1 charging cable. As for the things you could get this week then, on the 4th, the Gundam Seed Freedom Wafers got a restock. One chocolate flavored wafer will set you back 165 yen, 1 US, and comes with one of 36 random metallic cards. And then today, we got a bunch of Gunpla. For 2,200 yen, 14 US, there's the high-grade Gundam 00 Command Quanta Desert type, which is a desert colored remold of the standard Gundam 00 Command Quanta, and therefore also comes with the same goodies. A missile launcher, command sword, heavy machine gun, and arms shield, which has a built-in cannon and can store 2 combat knives. Next up, for 880 yen a piece, 5 US, we have the option part set Gunpla 5, Universe Booster Plavsky Power Gate, and the option part set Gunpla 6, Valuable Pod. And then finally for 660 yen, 4 US, there's the option part set Gunpla 7, Powered Arms Powerader. For this week's reading material then, in addition to the G Gundam stuff that I already talked about, there was also the English ebook version of Gunpla Easy Custom Guide number 2. It is available on Amazon US, UK, Canada, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, and the Netherlands, and as the name indicates, it focuses on easy techniques that will give you a great result. On to this week's Gundam Apparel then, where both Strict G and Bankore kick things off with some G Gundam related things on the 5th. From Strict G, we're getting 2 Aloha shirts, but instead of sunny palm trees, we're getting 2 of the most important characters from the show. For 16,500 yen a piece, 102 US, you can get a black shirt with a lot of Domons, or a white shirt with a lot of Master Asias, and also some stylish Chinese calligraphy. And both of these will be available in their physical stores. From Bankore then, you could pre-order a variety of things featuring the 30th anniversary illustration. For 4,400 yen, 27 US, you can get it on a t-shirt. For 3,300 yen, 20 US, you can get it on a tapestry. For 880 yen, 5 US on a keychain. For 2,530 yen, 16 US, you can get just Domon on a mug. For 2,750 yen, 17 US, you can get the God Gundam as a swinging acrylic stand. Or in other words, it is a keychain on a stand. And then you can get all of the characters individually as an acrylic stand for 1,760 yen, 11 US. And on the same day from Bankore, you could get even more acrylic stands. For 2,750 yen each, 17 US, you can get big-sized acrylic stands of the 30th anniversary Domon Hero or Garrett, and then for 1,100 yen each, 7 US, you can get them as connectable acrylic stands. And then for even more acrylic stands, we go to Gundam 00 with some Chikara merchandise. The name of these things refers to their cheeks, which are like soft and baby-like and makes you want to pinch them. And you can get these SD characters in 2 ways. For 880 yen a pop, 5 US as a randomized acrylic stand, which can also be used as a keychain, or for 550 yen a pop, 3 US as a random can badge, which has a soft rubber coating to of course replicate the softness of their cheeks. And all of these Banquet items are slated for a September release. A little bit later then, pre-orders on Strict G went live for this Lacus acrylic keychain, which also comes with a Haro. And this can be yours in August for 1,650 yen, 10 US. Which is also when these Gundam Seed Freedom inspired handy fans will be shipping out. We have seen some of these before, and the designs this time around will be Compass White or Zaft Gray. They go for 4,400 yen each, 27 US, and feature a carrying strap, hinge joint to point them at your face, and a rechargeable battery through USB-C, with cable included. It takes 6 hours to charge it, and based on which power setting you choose, it can last anywhere from 10 hours on the lowest setting to half an hour on turbo mode. And if it's that powerful, I don't think you're just cooling yourself down anymore, you're actively annoying the people around you, because we all know how loud and annoying computer fans can be when they're going full throttle. And finally, for 6,380 yen, 40 US, you can get this Vist Foundation toolbox bag in November. It comes in white with a Destroy Red trim and features the unicorn's emblem in various places. And that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.